The women who inspire men to drop to one knee aren't always the youngest or most beautiful. They're not the ones desperately trying to be wife material. A man can fall in love with your appearance, your charm, even your cooking, but he begs to marry the woman who touches something deeper in his soul, something that has nothing to do with age and everything to do with presence. I'm Vernon. Today, I'm sharing 4 inner states that separate the women men propose to from those they simply date. When a man finds this kind of connection, he feels a profound sense of belonging, not because you make him feel younger or different, but because with you, he finally feels like himself. After 60, your romantic story isn't ending, it's just beginning to get interesting. While younger women are still figuring out who they are, you've discovered something infinitely more attractive. You know exactly who you are. Before we dive in, make sure to like and subscribe so you always receive the insights that nurture genuine connection and lasting love, especially after 60, when surface level just isn't enough. So what is it that truly makes a woman unforgettable in the eyes of a man? It all begins with this first inner state. 1. You make him feel deeply valued. You know, people never forget the one who truly sees them. But here's where most women get it wrong when trying to make him commit. They think making a man feel valued means gushing over his achievements or success. They compliment his muscles, his bank account, his impressive career. Please, any woman can do that. The high-value woman he marries, she notices what others miss entirely. She sees beyond the surface to recognize his true character. This isn't about manufactured compliments or strategic flattery designed to attract men effortlessly. This is about truly seeing the goodness in a man that even he doesn't recognize. When you develop this level of emotional connection, something magical happens. He stops wondering if he's enough and starts believing he could be everything. A man falls in love when you notice his smile. He begs to marry you when you notice the kindness behind it. The difference between being liked and being irreplaceable is profound. Anyone can appreciate what a man does in his professional life. Only a rare woman appreciates who he is in his quiet moments. She recognizes his character when nobody's watching or paying attention. She notices how he treats the grocery store clerk with genuine respect. She remembers his mother's birthday without being reminded. She sees him hold the elevator for strangers because kindness lives in his bones. This kind of recognition touches something deep in a man's soul. When you make him feel genuinely valued for his authentic self, he experiences something rare. He feels truly seen, understood, and appreciated for who he really is. Most women are so busy trying to be impressive that they forget to be perceptive. They focus on showcasing their own feminine energy instead of recognizing his. But when you notice the light in someone that they've forgotten exists, magic happens. You become the woman he can't imagine living without. What topic should I cover next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. I read every single one. When a man feels this level of deep appreciation, he doesn't just want your love. He wants your partnership for life, your presence beside him through every season. This is how you stop chasing men and let him chase you instead. But being valued isn't enough. What men truly crave is a safe space to be real.
2. You are emotionally safe, not just pleasant. Listen carefully. because this might be the most important thing I tell you today. There's a massive difference between being pleasant and being emotionally safe for a man. Pleasant is surface level, laughing at his jokes, agreeing with his opinions, never rocking the boat. Pleasant women are enjoyable to date, but forgettable in the long run. Safe? Safe goes bone deep and creates the foundation for lasting emotional connection. When you become emotionally safe, you're not just accepting his flaws or imperfections. You're honoring his complete humanity, including his struggles and vulnerable moments. You're saying, "I see your imperfections, and I'm not going anywhere." This kind of acceptance is so rare that when a man finds it, he protects it. My neighbor Emily, 61, discovered this truth during her second marriage, after years of being single. Her husband had been through a bitter divorce and was hesitant to trust again. Instead of trying to convince him she was different, Emily simply listened without judgment. When he shared his deepest fears about marriage, she didn't offer reassurance or try to fix him. "Your fear makes perfect sense," she would say calmly. "You're protecting something precious." She gave him permission to be human, to be afraid, to be imperfect. She created a space where his emotional maturity could flourish naturally. As Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." Emily gave her husband permission to be completely himself, even at his worst moments. He later told her something that reveals the power of emotional safety. "I married you because I could finally admit my fears, and you never turned away." That's the magnetic power of being a woman who provides genuine sanctuary. Men don't marry the woman who has all the answers or solutions. They marry the woman who can sit with their questions without judgment. They choose the woman who doesn't try to change them or run away when life gets messy. Your job isn't to be his therapist or his mother figure. It's to be his sanctuary, the one place on earth where he doesn't have to perform, where he doesn't have to pretend or be anything other than exactly who he is. This creates a level of emotional intimacy that goes beyond physical attraction. When you master this art of being emotionally safe, you become irreplaceable in his life. You become the woman he turns to in his darkest moments and his brightest victories. And once a man feels this rare kind of safety, the next thing he longs for is inspiration.
3. You inspire him to become more. Maya Angelou said it perfectly. When we know better, we do better. The woman who inspires a man to become his best self isn't lecturing him about potential. She's not pushing him toward goals or nagging about self-improvement. She's too busy living her own purpose-driven life to focus on changing him. This is the secret that separates high-value women from those who remain stuck in patterns. The magnetic woman doesn't inspire through words. She inspires through her authentic way of being. She's so committed to her own personal development that she accidentally becomes irresistible. You're pursuing your painting, your writing, your volunteer work, your late-in-life degree with genuine passion, not to attract men effortlessly, but because these pursuits feed your soul.
When a man sees a woman genuinely excited about her own life, something magical happens. He remembers what passion looks like in his own existence. This kind of inspiration is magnetic because it's completely authentic and never forced. You're not performing motivation, you're living it every single day. You're not trying to make him miss you, you're simply too engaged with life to chase him. The woman who truly inspires doesn't focus on changing her man at all. She maintains her own identity in relationships while encouraging his growth through example. She shows him what's possible when someone truly believes in themselves and pursues their dreams. If you find this message valuable, don't forget to save this video so you can revisit it whenever you need a reminder. When you live this way, something profound shifts in your relationship dynamics. He doesn't just want to date someone inspiring and accomplished. He wants to grow alongside someone who makes personal growth look beautiful and natural. This approach embodies the true power of femininity, not through manipulation or games, but through authentic self-expression. You're not trying to make him fall in love through artificial means. You're simply being so genuinely yourself that he can't help but be drawn to your energy. The key is maintaining this focus on your own journey while remaining open to love. You set high standards for yourself and naturally attract men who appreciate depth and substance. This is how you create genuine attraction that leads to lasting commitment. But even the most inspired man knows you are whole with or without him.
4. You love without losing yourself. Now we get to the paradox that changes everything about how men view commitment. The woman a man begs to marry loves generously, but never loses her essential self. She gives her heart fully, but never sacrifices her unique identity for anyone. She can merge her life with his while remaining beautifully, unapologetically herself. Sometimes the most powerful lessons in love come not from theory, but from real women who've walked the path themselves. Julia, a dear friend and former client of mine, is living proof. Julia, 64, was having the conversation with her partner of 2 years about their future. He'd been hinting around marriage, but seemed genuinely scared to take that final step. The pressure was building, and many women would have started chasing or issuing ultimatums. Instead, Julia looked him straight in the eye with quiet confidence. "David, I love you deeply," she said with complete sincerity, "but I am whole, with or without a ring on my finger." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle between them. "I won't disappear into us, and I won't beg you to choose me." She meant every single word with her entire heart. Julia had her book club, her thriving garden, and her volunteer work at the local animal shelter. She loved David completely, but she didn't need him to complete her story or validate her worth. David later said that's exactly when he decided to put a ring on her finger. He told me with genuine emotion, "I realized I wasn't just choosing a girlfriend for temporary companionship. I was choosing a life partner who'd never lose herself in our relationship." Here's the brutal truth most women don't want to hear about attraction and commitment. The more desperately you need someone to complete you, the less attractive you become over time. But the woman who can genuinely walk away if necessary, she's the one he'll move mountains to keep in his life.
This isn't about playing games or issuing calculated ultimatums to manipulate outcomes. This is about self-respect so deep, so unshakable, that it becomes genuinely irresistible to quality men. When you know your worth, really know it in your bones, others can't help but recognize it. As Khalil Gibran wrote beautifully, "Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you." The most magnetic relationships aren't about two people becoming one merged entity. They're about two whole people choosing to create something extraordinary together while maintaining their individual essence. When you master this balance, you don't have to convince anyone of your worth. He chooses you by heart, not by pressure or manipulation. After you finish watching this video, you might find even more inspiration and practical guidance in the other videos I've shared below the description, each one crafted to help you create deeper, more meaningful love after 60.
By now, you've seen 4 truths that set unforgettable women apart. Not just praising achievements, but truly seeing a man's character. Not simply being pleasant, but offering emotional safety and accepting his full humanity. Not nagging him to grow, but inspiring through genuine passion for life. And above all, loving generously without losing your own sense of self. This isn't manipulation or a strategy designed to make him fall in love artificially. This is simply what happens when a woman masters the art of being herself, fully, courageously, without apology. At 60, 70, and beyond, experience brings a quiet strength that younger women are still discovering. This stage of life offers wisdom, the ability to love deeply while staying true to oneself. It also brings confidence, inspiring others without needing to control or direct. And it nurtures grace, receiving genuine appreciation simply by showing up as your authentic self. These are the qualities that make lasting love possible, and they become more radiant with every passing year. The right man doesn't beg for perfection or youth from his partner. He begs for the woman who makes him feel seen, safe, and inspired consistently. The woman who loves herself enough to remain beautifully, authentically herself through every season of life. As Ralph Waldo Emerson reminds us, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Master this, and you don't just attract love, you inspire genuine devotion that lasts. I'm truly interested in your wisdom. What makes love endure, especially beyond 60? Share your experience in the comments. And while you're here, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss new stories and guidance for thriving in love after 60. And I'm Vernon. Thanks for watching my video.